blow my nose, lady.
So welcome to day 2 of the Scrapbooking Fun Summit. Thank you those who are live. Welcome. We're sorry we're a bit late. Technology is not our friend this morning, but it's all good. So thank you for being here bright and early. For some of you, we had somebody from Vancouver, which makes it, do my math here, 8 o'clock in the morning, something like that. So thank you so much. If you had any issues getting on the website at 10 o'clock, too many people wanted to see it. Too many people were excited about Cindy's and everyone else's presentation, and it went away for a few minutes, but it's back up, it's running. It's really hard to manage website resources when you have 10,000 people coming at it. So it's all good. If it happens again, we'll get it back up as soon as we can. So no worries there. And welcome to day 2. So we hope you enjoyed day 1. It was a fun day, lots of great content, and we are on day 2, and we want to thank our event sponsor, which is, and I can never say their second name. Go,
Karen
Tracy.
Burniston, from KarenBurniston.com. Also, she's also affiliated with Riley. So they're KB Riley together is the way I'm going to say it. And Riley is our day sponsor for today.
Exactly.
And Riley has like basically very cute, funny stamps. But then also some different mushroom kind of ways she's going, because as mushrooms and gnomes have been in for a while, right? And then we also have Whimsy Stamps, who again, very funny and cute, adorable stamps. Zebra Pens, Canada. And of course, Zebra Pens, first of all, they're around the world. Canada is the one who's sponsoring us, but they have great pens for anything you're doing, whether you're writing or you're calligraphying, if that's a verb. Okay. I'm just making it up. I don't know. And coloring anything. They really have good quality pens. And then, of course, we won't ever forget Creative Fabrica, who's been with us since day 1. So again, for you Cricut and silhouette designers, they've got everything you need. 18 million different fonts and graphics and whatnot. Yeah. So there you go. This is too early in the morning. I can say all that, Heather.
But yes, and we do want to thank our sponsor for today, which is Riley & Co. is supposed to be doing a live. They can't do live, but they sent us a demo. So we're going to do the demo in the live instead. So join us anyways. You get to watch the demo that they sent. So thank you all. And we are here with Cindy from Dare to Be Artsy. And Dare to Be Artsy has been in all our summits, I believe. Yes, she has been in all our summits. Hi, Debbie. We've got Debbie J, who's one of our speakers on Sunday with me, online, as well as some other people. Yeah, Cindy's been with us from the beginning, and she has some amazing graphics, and we're already seeing things about loving your different things. So we are going to switch screens a little bit and ask you our usual couple of questions, because we have lots of new people in. And Cindy might freeze. If she freezes, like she'll come back. Just, that's the way the things go. So what part of the world are you in, and where do you live? Because I don't think they're the same right now, are they?
It's not the same right now. I am in I live in the Kansas City area, and go Chiefs, woohoo. But I took a couple days off to go down to Eureka Springs. There's my friend. I'm having a girls' weekend. And so we're down in Arkansas in Eureka Springs. So that's why I'm wondering if we might have a little spotty connection at times, but all snuggled up. We're at a little weekend retreat down kind of in the woods, and it's really fun. So everybody needs to be safe.
That's what Debbie just posted. You look so warm and toasty, and it's still hot here in Florida. Yeah, warm and toasty, cozied up. How did you? Are you a card maker, scrapbooker, both, multimedia? What do you like to do?
Yeah, so I kind of started out in scrapbooking with probably many of you in like creative memories and stuff when my kids were little, and did families, the kids scrapbooking stuff. Kind of grew up in the scrapbooking world with my grandma and stuff too. And then worked at Hallmark Cards for a while, and then ended up starting Dare to Be Artsy with stamps and dies, and just started into the card making. I love mixed media. So I kind of have I love a range of styles, a range of things. I like to design product that can be used in more than one way. So I tend to design my stamps to be, like, oh, this could be a good embellishment on a scrapbook page and stuff. So I try and do that and work with all kinds of mediums and stuff.
You do it really well, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, no, seriously, because I am more of a scrapbooker, but when I do see your product, I'm like, yeah, you can use this no problem on
Yeah.
a layout, is what I say. So
Thank
that's
you.
my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of your product you have with you to show, but
You know
normally
what?
you have your whole office.
No, I actually brought a box of stuff because I thought, you know what? Because not everybody knows who Dare to Be Artsy is. So one of my lines, lately I've been teaching kind of some classes in making clusters, where you can create a cluster and turn it into a card or a page. So I brought a couple of those things to show you guys too, and to show you how you actually can use it both, for both. So
why don't we talk about your project that you did, because we've already had some comments saying they loved it. Go over what you actually did for your project, and then we can get into some of the other stuff you have.
Oh, great. Yeah, and I didn't even bring that project in front of me.
That's okay.
Because I'm like, well, they're going to see that. But I did use a lot. I used a lot of that is out of my new line. So like the Cozy Holidays. So again, for many of you, this table is really wobbly. Sorry, you guys might get dizzy. So our dies that cut our stamps also cut the images out of the page. So I used a lot of that. This is similar. This is just another page using that collection, and see how I kind of created clusters for this page. Same with on the project. I kind of created clusters. If you're not a scrapbook person, this could easily be added to a page. So that's the kind of stuff I did on that. And this is like, this is just some of the paper that I used in that collection.
And so your dies, you have the set of dies that will work with that paper.
Yes. Yeah. So you can see.
Tell, because I find that's amazing that you do that, and my clients are loving it.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. So see the books, and then here's the books on here. So that one die is going to cut both out. So
you froze at the beginning of that one. So start that one over again.
Okay. So you can see, I feel like I should be, teachers are good at this kind of stuff, right? Holding stuff up that knocked myself in my head. So like, here's the snow globe, and then this die is going to cut them both out. So let me just show you another example of that. Like I did, this is not that same collection. This is another collection that's been really fun. So you can see all this fun images and stuff here. So if you look at this bike here it is on a card. That's cut right out of the paper. And then this one, it's not the whole bike, and that's stamped and colored in. And then here it is on a scrapbook page as a cluster. So that one's cut right out of the paper.
Yeah, and you did clusters for us last time. So if you bought the VIP package in June, you can go back and look at Cindy's video on clusters and putting clusters together.
She also sorry, Heather, but she also did a class with us in our circle about them, right?
Yep.
And so that's another thing.
So if you haven't joined the Scrapbooking Fun Circle, or you haven't looked at it, you as a VIP, you get a month free and then 20% off. If you're not a VIP, you get 15% off, and you can come back and watch Cindy's class because it's part of the circle, and you get access to our old recordings as well. So you can do that. Here's a thank you and a hint for you, Cindy, which is I love how you have so many cute stamps for journaling. I'd even love a whole release that has paper and embellishments for journaling and mixed media.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, I'm always working on new stuff, and I love to hear what you guys want and are looking for and stuff. But a lot of times that's where my ideas come from, is from you guys. I have, we've got Dare to Be Artsy on our regular home Facebook page where I do Monday night lives, 7:30 Central Time, and I'm sharing different ideas. Sometimes it's stamping, card making, mix. I love fun folds, journaling ideas, coloring tips. I started using Olo markers, so there's that. Then I also have an artsy community, which is a private group, and that's the place that you guys can share what you guys are doing with me. So I love that. That's where you could be like, hey, this was like the comment that you just wrote, Laura Lee, about what you're looking for. That's the artsy community is a great place to share those ideas, because we can bounce stuff off each other, and the other people in the community can say, well, what about this? Or I might say I'm working on a sympathy stamp set, and you guys might have some ideas. So that's a really fun space to be in too.
Excellent. Yes, lots of ideas sharing there.
Yeah.
What was your project for this time around?
So again, I like to do a variety of things. So I do a scrapbook page, and then I do a fun fold. And I can't believe I don't have my fun fold here. I'm not good at remembering the technical names for these fun fold cards, but it's kind of like a reverse fun. It's a slimline card, and it has a reverse fun fold. So you can open it one way and then open it another, and it's got a hidden gift card holder in there. So you've got something for you card makers out there, and something for you guys that are scrapbookers. So I try and share with all of you guys. So,
and we appreciate that, as what we're trying to get the message is that you can use, and Tracy says this all the time, you can learn something from a card maker and put it in your scrapbook, and you can learn something from a scrapbooker and put it on your card. And you do a really good job of showing how you can use your stuff in both. So we really appreciate that.
good.
Someone said they love the cozy scrapbooking layout and fun fold card. So there you go. Somebody's already taken a look at it. So,
Good.
seeing what is like you said that, I'm doing two things at once, which never helps. What is the group called again? Someone's asking.
So Artsy Community, and remember ARTZY Community, so in Facebook. There is another thing that we started this year. It's our Stamp of the Month Club. So I don't know. I just thrive on being part of a community, and you guys have this awesome circle community that I think is great to be a part of. And I just think the more of that kind of thing that we can do, the more joy we can bring to each other, which I think is awesome. So my Stamp of the Month Club is started in January, and it's got its own private Facebook group as well called the Artsy Clubhouse. We meet in there and we share ideas on what we're doing. These are some of the cards that we do. One thing that's really fun about it, you don't just get a stamp, show up at your doorstep, and then don't know what to do with it. We post for every stamp set, we have an album, in the media section. You can click on that one stamp set, and everybody's pictures start popping up. So you can see what everybody is doing, which is really awesome. And then at the end of the month, I do a virtual workshop, and we'll do, I'll show you different things you can do with the stamp set that you just got. And there's always kind of fun folds in there. And I always include coloring tips, because some cards, some things that might be a little intimidating for some people. And I would hate for someone to get a stamp and go, oh, I just don't know if I could color that, or I don't know what to do with it. So in that Artsy Clubhouse, we're sharing, fun, just, other fun things. These are all cards that we've done in the workshop. This is just a fun fold. And then I actually did, for this one, like we did in the workshop, we stamped out the dog a couple times, and we did, okay, let's do a black puppy and a brown puppy. And so I love sharing ideas. So that's our clubhouse. That's our membership thing.
So Lee is a happy member of your crafting clubhouse. So you have that. And I put the link to your Facebook group in the comments.
Oh, great. Great.
So you have that, so people can get that and go and check it out as well. That's your free group. I assume I got the right one.
Yeah.
Artsy community.
Yeah. And the Artsy community is free too. It's just it kind of is just you just want, if you request and say, yes, I'll be a nice person, and we are legit. It's just a safe space to share ideas and stuff. But yeah.
Any questions for Cindy while we go on? But I do have a question. And I've asked this of other designers as well. What's your design process? So if somebody gives you an idea, like the person who said she'd love a journaling themed package, well, what would be your design process with that?
Well, you should see. I don't know about you crafters, but I'm not the most like organized. I have a bin, a creative bin. And I might sit down with some blank paper. Sometimes I'll sit down with Pinterest in front of me and look for inspiration. And then I'll be thumbing through my bin because I'll have ideas, and I'll doodle stuff on paper and I'll throw them in there, or I sort, it's not a really organized process, but usually it's just flood myself with ideas. And then I can sit down drawing and using my computer. Typically I do better when I draw first, scan it in, and then retrace in the computer and work it that way. I occasionally will pull up some competitors to be like, I don't want to do something that someone else has done, if I think, oh, that might be a theme that's really done a lot, then I just don't want to do something that's like, oh, that looks exactly like this. That still may happen in our industry, but I try to be like, I don't want to do something that's already out there. So let's look, okay, if we're going to go down this path, how do we make it different and unique? And then I might even sometimes in the artsy community be like, okay, this is the direction we're going, or anybody else have any more ideas or that kind of thing.
That makes sense. I mean, your stuff is unique. Everyone, as an artist, you have a unique slant, I would guess is the right word to say it. You always have a unique style, which is great and appreciated. And you go to a lot of, I don't even paper craft, but I know that you go through a lot of thought about how it's going to be used and the paper and how you print your paper and that.
Yeah.
So someone's saying they requested the gift from today, but haven't received an email yet. So Kim, we can look into that. I don't know. Cindy, if you can check that out.
Yeah. We'll work into, we'll figure out that. I will be back in the office on Saturday, which I may have to go back and make sure. I may have to, I definitely will make sure everybody gets it. It just may.
And also, Kim, just email me as well, because I had read that earlier, so I said, oh, I'm going to get on there and request it again and just see.
Yeah.
Just email me. What I can do is also keep a list and say, okay, Cindy, these are the ones that,
That would be great, Tracy. Yeah, because
Kim, if you're saying also in your email, Kim, just say yes, please. It's okay to share your email with Cindy. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I apologize for the being away from my system. It's a little bit harder for me to fix things that aren't
technology, ladies. It lets us do things we never imagined we could do, and yet when it doesn't work, we get frustrated. But you know what? It will work eventually.
True. I know.
We do things we never imagined we can do, like bring people from all over the world together and share all this content. And it just doesn't always work the way we want it to work.
Yeah.
And we really do, Kim. We test this stuff out really well, but the moment it goes live, gremlins happen, things happen. There's a lot of moving parts to all of this. So just let us know and we'll work through it. Where do I email? Just respond to any email, Kim. So respond to the email that you got for day 2. Just put it in there. It will go straight to Tracy.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to do it.
Get this worked out this weekend, guys. So I apologize if that's not working perfectly. We will definitely get it for you, though. So
yeah. Is it possible that at one time I unsubscribed to email previous as I got lots? You may have. So unsubscribe shouldn't cause a problem, but if you spammed her, it would. So there's a difference in the email world without going, if you unsubscribe from somebody, then yes, when you resubscribe, you should get back, and that could be it, Kim. If you mark them as a spam instead of an unsubscribe, then the systems don't allow you to get back on. So
yeah, that's a great question, Heather, too, because on my end, I have I might have to pick your brain about that, because someone asked about that, and I couldn't unsubscribe them from my end, like, because they unsubscribed. So I think they're thinking,
It depends on the system. It depends on, so this is one of those ones for you guys who unsubscribe and subscribe. It just depends on the system that the person's using. Some are more harsh, for lack of a better word. If somebody spams you in some of the systems, you don't even see them anymore. They're gone. You can't find them, so you can't ever resubscribe them. They have to manually do it. In other systems, you can do it, so it just depends on the system and which one. So it's all different. That's the fun part of all this stuff. It's all different. What's your, when you talk about clusters, because I think it's kind of cool what you do with clusters, what's your favorite, or what's your recommendation for people if they want to start using the kind of idea of clustering things together?
so, well, don't throw away any of your scraps. That's for sure. I brought this because I'm like, again, I'm kind of so hooked on clusters right now. Because any of these could be added to a page or a card. So in my thinking, because if you're going to do a cluster, the lighting in here's not great, guys, but if you're going to do a cluster on a scrapbook page, or you're going to stamp on a scrapbook page, it tends to be like, well, it's a small image, it's going to get lost. That's why I create clusters, because on a page, if you have layers, it's going to build up and create a statement for your page. If you're just going to put one little item on it, it's going to get, it's going to get lost. Oh, here's a great example. Hold on. So when I start clusters, first start with the image and then build up a background for it to sit on. This is, I think, a great example of that. If I were just going to put a little hamburger on a page, well, that's going to get totally lost. But look, I created a little scene just by adding scraps. Here's a scrap, and you put a little statement on it. And then all of a sudden this becomes this really great statement. Look what I did on a journaling square. You have these little images. If they were all by themselves, you're not even going to see it on the page. Mm-hmm. But it's got a base to it, a foundation to it. Same with that. And I added a little, I love texture. So again, you kind of create these little scenes that become clusters on a page. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's a cute idea about the journaling square.
Yeah.
That's different. Yep.
Yeah.
All these fun ideas.
But again, a lot of it's just scraps. I design in collections. So like our new Christmas collection is Winter Escape. The colors are going to go together. That's a great way if you're going to create clusters to have your scraps that are all going to match. Also on the back of all the barcodes is fun stripes. Those create neat little stripes to put in a cluster.
Just back to the thought that you've put into creating it. So that little piece of paper with the barcode's not getting thrown away because you've created the stripe on the back of it, which I think I would appreciate. I'm sure people do. Do you post pictures of the samples you make?
In a perfect world, they would all be up there on the website. Trying to put them up more often. We are on Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram. So we're sharing ideas there. I have an awesome design team. They're sharing stuff. So we're doing, I actually hired a young gal for my social media because I'm like, oh, come on. She's much faster at this. So we're getting more and more on there. On the website, again, if you click on the stamp, there should be samples. We're trying to get, more samples on there. Yeah.
Kim wrote, I like this one. She goes, love the clusters. My scrapbooking pages for the last 20 years are boring compared to that page. They're not boring. They're yours.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it shows how things change and how you're changing as well. Mm-hmm. So remember that, Kim.
My first pages, I look back at my first scrapbook pages. There's a few stickers here and there, and it was, oh my gosh. But you know what? My grandma, my grandma's the one that started scrapbooking. She had these huge albums, and when on a shelf, there were about 11 deep of albums. And, she didn't have all this fancy stuff. She had pictures and she journaled. She wrote in them, and that it means the world to me, now, like, so it doesn't have to be fancy, but I do think the key is getting some journaling in there, because those words written years from now, wow, that's huge.
And you always regret it. You regret not having those stories and things like that. So yeah, you think, oh, I wish I had asked this, or I wish I had that. So yeah, definitely. Susan wrote, love it. It makes it less overwhelming to just concentrate on a cluster at a time rather than a whole scary blank page.
Oh, for sure. And you could sit and just one night or day or crop weekend, just work on clusters. You don't even have to have the pages figured out. Just get your collection of stamps, dies, and papers or whatever, scraps, sit down and just start throwing little things together. And then you're ready. Then you can sit down another time and go, I'm going to pull this cluster and this cluster. But they all go together. So then you've got multiple pages in a row that are going to be cohesive because you've built your clusters out of the same collection. It's going to be kind of nice to go together.
Makes sense. That's kind of what we were talking with card makers of, do you have cards that you just make and then you pull them out when you need to? So you could just make clusters and then pull them out when you need to. Yeah. Tracy's writing something down. You gave her an idea. I always know when Tracy has an idea, she starts writing.
Okay. It's all good. I am.
That's a good thing, though. That's what we want to see, is people ideas and doing that kind of thing.
Exactly. And the little light bulb went off, okay?
This is so great that you guys put this together, because I love the idea of sharing, and you've got so many presenters this round. And it just, I don't know, it builds the community, and I think people can take nuggets from all these different presentations. So thank you guys for doing this. It's just been it's just been awesome to be a part of it and stuff. And yeah.
And we teach each other, I find, right? Because I might go, oh, Cindy, I've never seen this or that. That's a good idea. Like just at your little journaling box there, how you decorated that. And I went, that's a neat idea.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna stick in me, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's what I always tell people. It doesn't matter what you watch, right? You might go, okay, I'm not a card maker. Watch that video. You can get an idea from that, put it on your layout. You can get something from mixed media, put it in your card. It just doesn't matter what you watch, right? You get little ideas going, I like that.
I know.
Kim's comment is, I don't have vision, I need to copy. But if you listen to what Cindy said earlier, when she sits down to create something, you go look at what other people are doing, right? We all need a spark of creativity. Even the most creative people have blank minds and need a spark of creativity to get them going, right? So it's just a case of, I think we're all too hard on ourselves a lot. We think we aren't creative. I know that when I started drawing, it's like, I can't draw. And my teacher's like, yeah, you can. You're actually pretty good at it. But we tell ourselves stories that aren't true. And so having that spark, it's not really copying somebody else. You're just getting the spark.
And then even if you're copying, okay, because we call it scrap lifting, right?
Yeah.
It's allowed, it's legal, okay? So you copy, and then after that you go, now I've got the concept, right? It sticks in your brain if you like it, if you like doing it in that. And then you go on the next page or the next card and you go, hey, keep that in mind. But now I'm going to do it with this theme or whatever, this project I'm working on. And then boom, Kim, you're all on your own. You just go, oh, I did that, and it may help your confidence.
Plus, we're not actually capable of copying things exactly for the most part, right? So we're always going to make it our own in the process of copying. So
my background is a graphic design. So when I got out of school, my first job in advertising, I had an art director that had been in the business for years, and the words she told me have stuck with me through this whole industry and everything is, you go and get inspired. You look at different things, you get your ideas, and you're going to look at something and go, okay, I can't copy. I'm not like, okay, am I going to copy that? But she said, just change 3 things. You're going to change your theme. You're going to change your paper. You're going to change your, it makes it your own. And that's great. Now, with us, a lot of the times when we're teaching these classes, we want you to copy. Like, go ahead, we're here to do that, just to jumpstart you and stuff. But then when you're working on your own, okay, now I have my own flavor. What do I do? I'm gonna just change a couple things, and that's great. Isn't that what we're here for? Is to just find joy in what we're doing and then share that joy with somebody else. So
there's so much therapy. There's so much joy in therapy in creating, whether you're creating whatever, right? You know, arguably, if we paint a tree, are we copying Mother Nature? I don't know, right? It becomes one of those, we get hung up on this copy thing. And it's like, well, if I look out the window, my neighbor has 2 scarecrows out still from Halloween. If I take the 2 scarecrows, am I copying his scarecrows?
Right.
No. So
It's true.
Yeah.
Right? We all decorate a Christmas tree, or who, you know, who's those who celebrate and go, are we copying because their neighbors decorated to put up a tree in their house?
Yeah.
Not
we get to be, I think women too, we get to be too critical on our own creativity. So copy, have fun, make it, you know, make it fun. It only becomes an issue. I mean, legally it becomes an issue if you're selling it, but that's a whole different game. And doing that. So. How does that work, actually, out of curiosity? If somebody buys your die sets and your things like that and they turn it into a card, they could sell that card, could they not?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's more the licensed, like your, I'm going to say things like, I don't know, I've got Charlie Brown in my head, you know, like the ones, the big ones, the Marvel comics, stuff like that. Those technically you cannot legally sell. Are they going to come after you if you sell a card or two?
No, I'm just curious, thing like that.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, if what I do can help you create something that builds a business for you, like you're selling your cards or your crafts or something, awesome. You know, if you're going to share it in social media, it'd be awesome for you to say, yeah, I got this from Daredevil Arts. You know? But, you know, gosh, if I create something that you guys feel like, I feel privileged to have you guys want to use something of mine to make a product with or something. We feel really good.
That's, and then, and for you, Cindy, I'm just guessing you might feel, I'm going to say twice flattered because let's say, I'm sorry, Kim, I'm going to keep using you as an example. So Kim buys your product, she makes a card or whatever, a layout, and then she sells it, and somebody else buys it because they love what she made with your product.
Oh, it just makes me feel good.
Right?
Love it.
And that's what we say with guys sharing what you do. If you've done any of Cindy's things, whether it's from this summit or not, please feel free to share it in the group, because all of our speakers, we hear it consistently. They love to see what you do with their product.
Yeah.
We had some with Creative Fabrica yesterday, did a gnome, and a couple of people have already posted their gnome tag. They've already done it, which I love how quickly you guys are at doing this. So sharing them and posting them in the group is great feedback to our speakers. It's just like, it's like a thank you. It's like giving them a thank you of how much you appreciate things. So even Debbie said, so Debbie's one of our speakers on Saturday, whatever day. Whoops, got the wrong
yes. Sunday, I don't know.
My first cards were all based on other people's designs. Over time, you get more confident with discovering your own style. Yeah, and that's exactly what it is, right? We get more confident with discovering our style.
Yeah.
And then we have, oh my God, I love your fun fold card. So there you go.
Thank you.
Love on that. Cindy's done in the, if you have been a VIP, we have lots of people who've been a VIP for all of our summits. You did fun folds, I think, in the first summit, did you not? I think so. So yeah, we have a bunch of presentations from Cindy where she's showing her fun folds and her products and things like that. And you did one that was really cool. I think it was either in November or June 2023. You did a really cool fun fold kind of, it must have been November Christmas card.
Oh yeah.
So if you have been a past VIP, you can go back and look at them because we haven't taken them down. So if you're not a VIP, just a quick, what's in the VIP package? So in the VIP package, we have all of the presentations. So you get access for the presentations for at least a year. Our 2023 ones are still up. We just say at least a year because I can't guarantee lifetime, because what is lifetime? There is amazing bonuses from our speakers and sponsors. And Cindy has a discount coupon for 20%. Is that right? Right number? Yeah, 20% off of everything except for her Stamp and Die Club. So check that out. I mean, you just saw how beautiful her products are. So if you're a VIP, make sure you use that discount coupon if you love her products. And make sure if you want to spend and you think you're going to spend enough, you can buy the VIP and get then a bunch of other things. There's also a coupon for our circle. Tracy talked about it a minute ago. So we have the Scrapbooking Fun Circle, and that is our Crafting Together club or membership. Cindy's been one of our guest speakers. So we have a guest speaker every month. If you join, you get all the past ones as well as anything that new comes up. We have we do a challenge a month. So each month we have a theme, and we challenge people to either use their scraps, use their punches, or it might be topical, like we've done sunsets and sunrises and different things. So we have different challenges every month, and then we have at least we have a meeting per week to just craft together. So very active. It's an amazing group of women who are part of it, and we have a lot of fun. So that, if you're a VIP, you get a month free, and then 20% off moving on. If you're not a VIP, you can still join the circle at 15% off. And it's all in your emails that are coming out. What do we have here? Is it things with question marks? It's like, are the instructions for your fun fold included in the bonus download, or do I need to rewatch and copy?
In the so the project that I put on, the video that I have, that scrapbook page and the fun fold code in there are in the instruction sheet that you guys have access to.
Yes. So if you go to her page, so if you go to Cindy's page today, because it's live, if you're a VIP, you have it ongoing, there's a tab to download the instructions. That's different than her freebie.
Yes.
Your freebie also has other instructions, but the
And
instructions.
I just went and clicked on it too, going, okay, I want to make sure everything's, and it's there. We're good.
Okay.
So under Cindy's video today, on the left-hand side, it says download instructions. That's where you would get the instructions for the fun fold. And if you're a VIP, they are in the VIP area for you to have during the time that you're VIP. So
yeah.
Debbie says she's still figuring out your style. Debbie, I think your style is humor. If you haven't seen Debbie, she's with us on Saturday and Sunday, wherever you're coming, Debbie. And she's a hoot. She's a laugh. We have a great time with Debbie, as we do with all our speakers. So that is very true. Good morning, Debbie. The best day. Oh, there you go. There's a really good feedback for you, Cindy. The best day in my month is when my Dare to Be Artsy teal envelope with my monthly stamp and die club arrives in my mailbox.
Oh, yay. You guys are early this time.
Just reading that
fun too, because you don't know what you're going to actually get.
The fact that teal envelope, that stuck out with me, and that's unique, isn't it? Yes, Cindy. I like that. There you go.
But that has to be the fun of getting something like that, because they don't know what they're going to get, right? They don't know.
Yeah, it's a surprise, which is so fun. And then immediately, so then we always ship out on the 10th of every month. And then about 5 days later, after we hope that everybody's gotten their mail, we do a live Zoom chat, and we talk about what they just got, and then give them a hint on what we're going to do in the workshop. And then at the end of the month is when we do the workshop in the Facebook group, and we'll have and I'll walk through the different things about, like what they're gonna be, I don't know. We walk through the instructions on how to make those cards. And again, I try and do different, this was doing our pop-up card, trying to do different ones with that. This was this last month's card, but
now people and I don't remember what you ended up doing with this, is the what you designed for the Stamp and Die Club. They get it. It's new, so it's only going to them first. Does it later become available for other people?
It does. So then, but they just get it first, and they get it at a discount, and then it becomes available for everybody else. So they're getting, and they also, as a club member, you get 10% off anytime you shop Dare to Be Artsy, which is also a great benefit. And then what else? Oh, and every month, because you guys, they're sharing what they're making, which is so cool. So before we ship the next month's set out, we do a raffle. So every time someone shares in the Artsy Clubhouse, their name gets put into a raffle, and we do a drawing. So every month there's a chance to get a free goodie with their next set if they've shared ideas and stuff.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea to form community in that. So it's if you haven't checked it out, check it out. Check out Cindy's bonus if you're a VIP for 20% off. And if there's any issues with your downloads, we will work that out. We'll do that. It's all good.
Sorry, guys. Yeah.
It's it's the normal. It's the normal. We had somebody who was not working today. It's just normal. Like I said, there's no reason to stress about this stuff, because we'll figure it out as best we can.
Yeah, we will definitely get it to you, because it's a new list of it's a new PDF of new fun folds from the last one that I had done. And there's even on the last page is a couple page layout sketches just for inspiration for scrapbookers too. So you get some fun folds and a couple scrapbook layout sketches. So again, we'll get it to you guys. Yeah. And if for some reason you got on there and it did go through, but it was the last time, the one that you have, just you let us know. Because
we'll work it out. It's all good. It's one of those things. We'll work it out. You had mentioned that you're currently, it's Christmas. Just the last question. You have a Christmas, what is the word, release?
Yeah, it's part of, well, again, I don't think I have all of it with me. This is one. I do show it on my video. You'll see the papers on the video and some of the cards. So if you're on our website, it's in the what's new section. That's all the newest stuff. So I'm already starting to work on our new, like January, February, probably close to February release. And it's kind of an Amalfi Coast theme, colors, citrusy and blue and white and oranges. And I'm so excited about it.
Well, what's even nice about your Christmas one, if you hold it up again, it's not, what strikes me is it's not like traditional Christmas colors, which is nice. Right.
Yeah.
It's a different color set. It's not the typical bright Christmas red, bright Christmas green.
Yeah.
And you could use those books even not Christmassy, really.
Exactly. Here is one. So there is a combo. This one does have some, so it's all, you see some green and red in there.
Yeah.
There's one. And then look at this blue.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I think it could be starry and snowy. I actually did this in the back of my Halloween set.
Right away, I noticed how you had the stars and then the circles, but like the circles, I'm going to call them Cheerio kind of circles.
Yeah.
And
then that one does have some of those colors in it. And then that's got a not just a nice stripe. So, and I love this plaid. So there is a good plaid. But yeah, I really did fall in love with this. Again, being able to, and I love texture, so there's words in there behind, and they actually say stuff. I don't think I'm going to be able to read a whole sentence in here right now, but it's not just Greek text. I think through the words that I'm going to put in the background here. So
that's great. We have one who's just looking forward to your new design. I'm very excited. The yellowed lemon trees in blue, gorgeous.
Yeah, I have not been there. So this is like my dream paper, because I'm like, okay, the more I get into this collection, I'm like, yeah, I got to go there. I need to, yeah. Maybe it's a business trip for inspiration. Maybe I actually need to go now.
There you go. You can write it off as a business trip because you were designing. That's one way to look at it. We got to be creative when we do businesses and figure out how to do this stuff. Yeah. Excellent. Any other questions for Cindy before we end? We are back at 2 ? Question mark in my own self.
No,
Tracy's,
we're back at noon, you and I, Heather.
Okay.
Because
noon,
it's Riley. But she had an emergency. She cannot, Tanya cannot be with us in person, but we're going to be there and we're going to show you some of her great product. And then after at 2, we have Karina Gardner.
And Tanya with Riley is a hoot. She's here near the Kansas City area, not too far from me. So that's really awesome.
Yes.
So
yeah,
she was one of my first scrapbook stores to carry Dare to Be Artsy in her store when she had a storefront.
Oh, very cool.
So go back.
See?
Small world.
Yeah.
People are very connected.
Yeah.
You guys, that's really interesting.
Leave volunteers to come along on your trip and be your scribe. So there you go.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Cindy, for being part of our summit again. It's great to have you here, and people love your presentations and your products. So it's wonderful to have you. And
thanks, guys.
You're welcome. And we will be back at noon Eastern, North American time, which is in 10 minutes.
Back in 10 minutes.
There you go. I have to get this up to speed up. We'll be back in 10 minutes. All good.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Thank
no.
you. Oh, Cindy's
Thank you very much, Cindy.
She's really frozen. There she is. Nope, she's unfrozen.
Okay. She was just smiling.
Have a great week, guys, and I dare you to be artsy.
Yes.